Claudia Jordan. I have always said this, and I will say it again. I think one of the best RHOA housewives who is not there anymore is Claudia. It was one season. She came in strong. She didn't go after Nene just to go after her and had a moment. I thought it was really authentic. And she does live in Dallas, so it's not happening. She's not coming back to RHOA, but she's one of my favorites. We had her on our show here a long time ago. That's out. That episode was great. I really need to share that all with you. We talked about everything. And I mean, she had crazy stories about like being on Donald Trump's plane with him alone and all sorts of crap. Of course, we talk RHOA. Well, that's really not the point. Today, we share this never before heard. We're doing this from the Vault series for the summer. We're in the dead of the summer. Let's mix it up here a little bit. I mean, so many people go on vacation and wind down in July and August. This is what I want to do. I want to do a from the Vault series. This is never before aired. When was this recorded? Again, I do the live shows with Sarah Fraser. So many people come to them. What a great question to ask. Why do some chats end up in the vault, never released? They all see the light of day eventually. Well, this is a chat that is in the vault, the first in our From the Vault series, never before heard, recorded earlier. What year is it? 2025? Earlier this year. Sit back and relax because we are going to have this great chat with Claudia Jordan, and it is from the Vault series. This has never before been heard, recorded in another day, another time, another lifetime. I still love Claudia. So kick back, relax, and enjoy. We're going to share this all day today. The same treatment. Just curious what you think.
First of all, I want to just say this, and I will answer that. I think Taraji is getting a bad rap and being blamed for the Color Purple's numbers being suppressed. And they're using a question she answered when asked by the interviewer. She didn't just come out and promote and just say, I didn't get paid enough. And I just wish people would remember how interviews go. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's for great clickbait to say, Taraji P. Henson said this and make her look so bad, like she just is out here complaining. But what she said is true and valid. What she said is true and valid. The credits that Taraji P. Henson has, it should be a no-brainer that she gets offered out the gate insane amounts of money. You know, like, I just feel like when it's a Black woman and it's like our pain is always questioned. Our complaints are always side-eyed. Our outrage is always deemed as difficult, bitching, here she go again. I just wish we would get the same protections and considerations as our counterparts, our white counterparts get. When a white woman says, hey, I was mistreated, I was sexually harassed, I wasn't paid the same, the whole world stops and we fix it. There's a lawsuit, someone's head will roll. And we just want the same. We don't want more, we want the same. And Taraji P. Henson is 100% correct. And I heard people complain, oh, what's a mill? Well, I can't feel bad for a millionaire complaining. She deserves the same money as other people of other races that have had the same kind of success. That's just equal. We want equality. Why are we still asking for it in 2024 though? That is crazy, right? Right, six.
Right. And she was asked that question. I mean, what do you think then of like Vivica A. Fox, when she said, that wasn't my experience and not to take anything away from Taraji? And do you think that that was like an authentic, true, that wasn't Vivica's experience? Or is that like, I'm playing the game and there's media listening and heads of companies and like, I'm going to say what I need to say?
Well, I work with Vivica on the show Cocktails of Queens for 3 years or 4 seasons. So Vivica is not afraid of the system. Vivica is going to speak exactly what her experiences were. But Vivica, she very quickly got to her A-list status. You know what I mean? Like, she was on a show called Up All Night or Out All Night. It was a sitcom, and then she was like Independence Day and Kill Bill and Batman. She did really, really huge projects. So maybe her experience was different because she elevated so quickly, and Taraji's more of a slower, Taraji's popping now, but it took her a while, right? So maybe Vivica felt a little bit different in her journey, but Vivica works really hard. That woman works like every single week. Maybe
Wow.
every single day. Vivica, you work like every single day. She'll do podcasts, TV shows, talk shows, movies, commercials, everything. So, you know, I think it's okay to say it didn't happen for me like that, but I respect what you went through. It's not like she was like, that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
she did. She said, like, I don't want to take anything away from Taraji's experience.
yeah.
What
And
about, yeah, go on.
sorry. And you know, different people get different treatment, but Vivica does know as a whole that Black women in general tend to be definitely paid less. I mean, it's a fact.
What about when then Monique entered the conversation, because Oprah speaks out and says, as soon as this was brought to my attention, I corrected everything. And, Monique is like, girl, you just thought you were Oprah. No one's going to challenge you. And yeah, you were caught. You were basically caught.
You know what? I would like to use this moment on your platform, David, to offer an invitation to Miss Oprah Winfrey, which I was on her show with Deal or No Deal. I didn't get to talk. I was playing the game on her show. And Monique, I've had her on my show Out Loud with Claudia Jordan. Can we have a conversation? I want to get y'all back to a place like shout it out, get all of the complaints and issues about each other off each other's chest, and then kiss and make up. Because can you imagine a production with both of them on it now after they get through their stuff? Because like the last time they worked together on Precious, like that was an amazing movie, But I don't want to see Oprah and Monique beefing, but I also want the issue that they have to actually be fixed. I don't like when, like, say you just want to squash something just so it's not uncomfortable anymore, but the issue is still there. Like, have it out. Get it all off for real. Both sides. Don't just say, okay, let's agree to disagree. No. Let's really get in each other's heads. What is the issue with me? What is the issue with me? Well, I didn't like when you did this. Well, you hurt me when you did that. Get it all out. Maybe over some, I don't know, some Fireball or something. I got plenty in my cabinets. I keep some Fireball here. And alcohol just make you just relax and open up. And then we can squash it and get to some dope, huge, big budget films where they don't have to dry themselves to set, and there's no bugs around, and there's great food, and everybody's paid well. I think
Well,
Oprah's powerful enough to make that happen.
maybe Claudia, are you offering your services?
I am, and you can even do it with me. We can co-host this together since you brought this up. How about that?
We will come up with the questions. It will be very regimented. We will not play favorites, and we will just get to the bottom of this. But I like your idea. Like, let's just actually talk it out and come to some resolution here.
The problem is it gets played out in the media. So like maybe Monique will say something in the media and then Oprah will feel away and get mad. And then, Oprah got her homegirls. It's probably like, what? F that. Don't let her talk about you like that. And then Monique got her girl saying, what? Oprah said, what? And then it ends up being like 10 times worse because the peanut gallery is chiming in. And we're part of the peanut gallery. We're guilty of it. We're all speaking on stuff. And a lot of times I've noticed in media, what you actually said, but it's the telephone game. By the time it gets out, it ends up people put stank on it, extra on it, 10 on 20. And now it's more sinister than what you really said. So that's why I think those two need to kind of chat it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And sometimes if you say it and you actually listen to the person saying it, you're like, well, the words on paper are actually 100% correct. The headline is definitely a stretch. And that is not really the affectation of the person's voice when they actually said these words, which you are quoting.
Tone is so important. Like, what if I was like, what's up, motherfucker? All right, with a smile like that. And then I typed you, sup, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's different. Oh my God, I yelled. It's different. Like tone is 90% of communication. It's so important. That's why when I'm arguing with someone, I'm like, yo, let's get off text. Let's get on the phone. Because it's so easy to be mad about something that someone wasn't even saying like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's different. Like, girl, you getting thick, or girl, you're getting thick. It's just different. Like, you're gonna receive it. Like, you need the tone to put it into context. Oh, they didn't say it like that. Who knows? I could be totally wrong. What do I know? Shit.
No, the media takes, what do you think of like someone like you look at like a Gypsy Rose who, like she was in jail and now she's out and, her mother, we know Munchausen's by proxy and now she's on this media tour. She went from 0 to 6 million. She now has 8.2 million followers. Like, do we as the media, I don't mean me, just does the media, like, do they pick people and then make them like media darlings? Like, are we creating Gypsy Rose? Is she out of jail too soon? I'm just curious as to what you think.
I mean, can y'all do that for me? I've been working my ass off. I'm just knocking on 700,000. Like, can I get some of this? Do I need to do something wild and crazy? Who mama I gotta kill? I'm just saying, like, it's just crazy what we do, but what we have been lifting. She for sure has a interesting story, and her story should be heard. I didn't know this before we covered it, about how her mom was like, had this lady thinking she was really sick. How was she able to convince the doctors though to perform these surgeries? That is so she deserves some attention for that. But damn, I'm a little bit jealous.